Hi, you're welcome to Beb TV. The name goes Benjamin Quaddy. Right away, I am at Mevin Pick, and I caught this legend in the industry, film industry. I've seen quite a number of his works. When we talk about YOLO, YOLO is really trending. Many of you know about when we talk about Mr. Ivan Quashiegah, and that is the man in front of the camera now. We want to know him more, So you're welcome to Beb TV.
Hi.
Yeah.
I'm already laughing. Okay. So hi. You
Yeah.
want to know me? My name is Ivan Quashiegah.
Yeah.
I was born in Keta. I grew up there. Came to Accra, did my sixth form, and then went to film school here. And then ever since I've been trying to tell a story.
Your passion for telling stories, not just picking your equipment and getting on set, but what comes out of the production is amazing. What is the secret behind it? Where did you get all these ideas from?
Well, I mean, I was fortunate to grow up in Keta, as I said, and the enclave in Keta that I grew up in was a storytelling area. We had cinema houses. We also had people that took interest in production of plays and poetry and all kinds of things. So I've been around the creative interest for a long time, all my life. And so even when I was in a junior secondary school, I had a mentor who was my head teacher, who was a poet and then also a storyteller. So more or less started grooming me from there. And I was fortunate to meet other legends like Mr. Atuyani, who when I completed secondary school, he took me under his wings and helped me to understand what filmmaking was all about. So that is how I grew into it. But the simple secret about being in my position is to be consistent all the time. And so if you do something very well, you have to keep doing it well all the time. You cannot let down your guard on anything. So attention to detail, ensuring that you get the right stories, you get the right crop of artists, you get the right equipment, and also you yourself, you dream out, you think outside the box and come out with story and executions that will blow the minds of people. Basically, that is it.
All right, you've been in it for a very long time.
Yeah.
What is one of your biggest challenge as far as the film industry is concerned? How were you able to break through that challenge?
Well, we have not really broken through the challenge yet. The biggest challenge in the film industry in Ghana is distribution, where you dream up an idea, you go out to produce it, and then when you finish production, you now start looking for how you can market your film, how you can put your film out there for people to watch. It's been the bane of the industry. If we have distribution companies that are ready to run with whatever creative work that we do and are able to honestly declare income to us, that hey, this is what we've got, and we feel that it is lucrative, it's something that we can thrive on, the film industry will be doing so well. We don't have that, and so that is the problem, the challenge that I've been faced with. And I'm sure you know about the Farmhouse Movies app. When I developed that app, it was to answer this question of where we can show our films, how we can put out, we can use technology to,
Premiere our film.
Premiere our film, leapfrog the problem of distribution. And so we've done that. We are still working on it, trying to fine-tune it so that it can really help all of us as filmmakers. So basically, distribution of our work, return on investment, is the biggest problem that filmmakers will face.
Would you say that one of the biggest challenges that filmmakers are facing right now is because government in effect does not even place value on the creative arts? Would you say that?
I don't think so. I don't think so, Chief. I don't think so. I think the government needs to create the enabling environment for the film industry to work. This Africa Cinema Summit that we've had, which is under the auspices of the National Film Authority, is a government thing, and it brings brought all of us as filmmakers together to, judge on issues that concern us. What we need is for government to make it possible for us to work in a way that we can make money from what we're doing, so that we can reinvest into the films. How can they do that? The money is very difficult to come by in terms of budgets. So can they, they can't just put money aside and say, we are giving you $10 million, $20 million, go out and make films, without solving the critical problems that we have. And the critical problems, as I mentioned, is distribution. If we do not have a structured process where films can go into market, it will be difficult for investors to come in, put money into our films, and then be able to get return on their investments. So we need to put in the structures so that people can invest into the films and can be sure that when they do so, they would get their return on investments. I believe that certain things are like the low-hanging fruits that government can do. For instance, there can be a policy that takes a tax waiver policy that takes tax off the equipment that we import. Because to make a film in Ghana, almost every equipment that we use is imported. And if you can save on the tax that you pay on the equipment that you bring in, you can use that money to buy an additional equipment, so that we can be well resourced in terms of equipment. Once we have that, it helps us. There could also be a tax moratorium on new companies. Young people are thinking about setting up their own film companies. If they do so, they need some tax holiday for a period, about 5 years, where they can enjoy no tax, so that the works that they do, they can use whatever they're making to reinvest into their film industry. There is no single production house in this country that has all the equipment, that has all the capital that they need in order to continue to work. You understand? So it's important that we give them some kind of leeway for them to be able to operate freely, grow and build their muscles, so that when we become big companies, big production houses, our taxes will also be huge, and then we can bring in more into the kitty for government. So basically the government needs to have a long-term view of the creative industry and think that within the next 2 years, what do we do to ensure that the industry grows? In the next 5 years, what do we do in policies do we put in place to help them grow? And then when you do that, after maybe in the 10th year, then when you bring in the taxes and say they should pay this, they should do that, they should do that, I believe that the film industry would have developed itself to the level that it would be able to pay and do this. So there are things that government can do without actually bringing money, real cash, into the film industry. Okay, they can do a lot. Talk to the film industry, talk to people in the industry, and let them give ideas as to what can be done to make the industry stronger. Because this is an industry that employs a lot of people, and a simple policy can ensure that hundreds and hundreds of young people, thousands actually, of young people can be employed into the industry.
All right. Now, before you go, for the sake of the viewers, what is the importance of the essence of film? What can film bring this country? Should somebody listen to you? Why would I put my money like in film? Why would I come?
From the fact that film is an industry that can generate a lot of revenue for the country. I think that if you look at the numbers in Nigeria, you can tell that film is about the third largest earner or so in Nigeria. In Hollywood, it's huge. In India, India is really, really huge. If you look at those numbers, you can actually tell that if we develop our industry well, as we have cocoa, we have gold, and we have other products that we are putting out, film can be another resource that we can tap from. The other thing about film is not only the fact that it brings you money, but it also brands the country. It places the country on top of mind of many people who are in this country or outside of the country. Film can also be an instrument that can be used for development. If there's a policy that any film that projects certain values that the government wants to project, and if those values are caught within the scripts, those values are caught within the scripts that are in the in production, government would say, okay, we would support this particular film because they answer to the values that we want Ghanaians to follow. So we have a lot of indiscipline in this country. We have a lot of people that are breaking laws, that are doing all kinds of things, corruption, all kinds of things are happening. Film can be one of the tools that we can use to change the mindset of Ghanaians, to get Ghanaians to understand the need to love their country and the need to put their country first. We're talking about fears of conflicts coming out of even the elections that are about to come. We can use film to conscientize people, for people to understand that, we are all Ghanaians and we have nowhere else to go. If we look left, right, and even in the north, we do not have a country that speaks English. We have to go through like 2-3 French francophone countries before we can find an English-speaking country. So we can't go anywhere. We are stuck in here, and we have to be together as Ghanaians. So peace is the only thing that we can afford, and it will cost us a lot if we throw that away. So basically, film has a lot of benefits for the country, and the main thing is for us to understand its importance and make sure that we tap into it to deliver the needed results that we want to see.
Eva, thank you so much. God richly bless you, and you spending your time on Web TV. We say God richly bless you. Before you go, your final word for especially upcoming actors, upcoming production houses. Your final word.
I think that upcoming actors, upcoming filmmakers, everybody, they need to understand that they need to put in the work before they can enjoy the glory. And the work is always very, very tedious in the beginning. So they must get ready. And if you have a call time, make sure you get there on time, and make sure you learn your lines, and make sure you rehearse well in advance before you get on set. If film producers find you easy to work with, they will always be calling you. So that is the advice.
Your social handles.
I'm at Ivan Quashiegah on all
the. Okay, so thank you so much. Nice having you. Right. I'm so glad to meet you on Web TV. All the best.
Thank you.